Oh yeah! It's the murder mystery episode. Let's have some fun. Our favorite six, without any parental chaperones, are guests at the Knockwood Manor, all due to Lisa's lucky radio call-in.
Lucky nothing. I dialed so many times I broke a nail.
Lisa is acknowledged with both a handshake and an arm shake? Yeah, Bartholomew is weird. And now everybody say hello to Jeanette. This is great and all, but Zack's ready to venture into the macabre.
So let's get going!
Jeanette likes the penis. No, that's not right. I've never been able to say this word properly. It's not pianist. Pianist. Jeanette likes the pianist. Bartholomew looks jealous. Jameson doesn't like fraternization during work hours. Bartholomew saves his lady love.
Your drink, sir.
It gets established that this guy is a jerk, as he pops off at, I don't know, the millionaire and his wife, while also forgetting about Jeanette and schmoozing Jesse. So when Jameson breaks up,
You can't fight.
we aren't too miffed when he suddenly dies. And I love this little stare down here, as Jessie looks like she is barely keeping it together.
Yes, somebody is finally dead.
And as improbable as it sounds, Screech thinks the penis choked himself. Continuing with this show's obsession of pitting older people with our teenagers, Jeanette gets mighty friendly with Zack. Mighty freaking friendly. Bartholomew arrives just in time to express his displeasure.
You better be careful, Preppy. The last guy she liked wound up dead.
I know, but what a way to go.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you guys think he died? Because, as I recall, Playboy got poisoned. Why are you making faces like it was Snoo Snoo? He was tragically poisoned. Our crew arrives for dinner, and we learn that Lisa has a new fancy watch, and I'm going to point out here that she is wearing the same dress as on her night out during Palm Springs weekend. Kelly is also rocking the same dress. It would almost appear that Jessie is too, except there is a slight difference in the jacket. I kind of like that the show went to some lengths to establish that our girls have consistent fancy weekend wear. The guys are not wearing similar outfits. In fact, Screech brought his Sherlock Holmes cosplay for the event, and he thinks he's solved the murder.
I was thrown at first, but now I know who did it. The stable boy.
There is no stable, you dork.
Then the dog lied.
Freaking fart, Screech! You're gonna make me interpret that? The only connection I can make between a stable boy and a talking dog is the Sherlock Holmes story Silver Blaze. But what Screech says is so backwards, yet so on the nose, it makes me think that the writers purposely got the facts wrong for this quip. In the story, a prized horse named Silver Blaze goes missing, and they find the owner's head bashed in.
I know who did it. The stable boy.
Wrong.
But the stable boy was found passed out from an opium-infused curry dinner, so he was never even a suspect.
Then the dog lied.
Strike that. Reverse it.
In the story, the dog couldn't have lied, as the whole case hinges on the fact that it was suspiciously quiet, pointing to the notion that the culprit was known to the dog. In the end, I don't know what Screech was rambling about here, but it made for a delightful detour. Now, the kids had asked what time dinner started, and Bartholomew answered. What did Zack call him?
Yo, Bartman, when do we eat?
Classic. As the team sits to eat, they deduce that the butler had served the poisoned drink, so he must be guilty. Mr. Jameson leaves to answer the phone, and Screech sees an opening.
Don't drink that! It might be poison.
Oh yeah, put my lips where Lisa's were. Maybe dying by poison is a great way to go. The drink's not poisoned. When Jameson returns, Zack goes murder mystery cliche and accuses the butler.
Dinner is served.
Care to take another stab at it?
So this weekend package doesn't include dinner. Great. Jeanette introduces us to Inspector Piccadilly, a apparently from Scotland Yard, and he almost immediately teams up with Screech for some great physical comedy.
I'm innocent, I tell you. I didn't do it. I'm innocent. All right, I confess I did it.
This isn't the first time Screech has confessed to a crime that he clearly didn't do.
I confess I did it.
I didn't do anything, you twink. Look, sir.
Another instance of twink? What was this, the 90s?
Zach so fast I didn't even see him come in.
It's because he didn't show up, you twink.
Well, don't be an idiot, Zach. President Bush is too busy.
Oh, you twink. We'll take it to Mr. Belding.
I confess I did it.
I didn't do anything, you twink. Look, sir.
I'm afraid to find out what I get if we fill out my twink card. While everyone groupthinks their way to accusing the maid, the good detective announces that he knows who the real killer is. But then... Arrowed!
Ow, my skin!
That's a fun little plot twist. But then...
My necklace! Someone has stolen my diamond necklace!
What? That's not part of the script.
Yeah, we'll get to the script later. But right now let's talk about blocking. The inspector turns his back on the camera for two reasons. One, to show that there are no arrows already in it. Also, to show that with the belt hanging there likely isn't a secret flap that long arrows could pop out of. Couple these cues with the fact that you don't see anyone work behind the inspector in the dark, and you can believe that someone arrowed him through the open window, even if one arrow didn't stick particularly well. I was happy moving past this TV magic moment until freaking Mrs. Bankhead opened her old mouth.
My necklace! Someone has stolen my diamond necklace!
We are led to believe that this theft happened in the dark. You know me, I had to ask, did it? And go back and check. Staying true to the show's production snafus, yup, it was missing before the lights went out.
That's not part of the script.
Of course not. That would be absurd. But this blocking biff did get me to look at the inspector's death closer. The inspector's prolonged perambulation here gets the camera moving, which brilliantly gives off the impression that this later angle is the natural endpoint for the shot, and that this whole scene was one take and the editor just stitched the two camera angles together. This is supported by the visuals of Mr. Bankhead's hand and Jesse's folded arms being in the same place. Great blocking and editing. But because the necklace is missing in this second look at the camera angle, we know that there was a cut to remove the necklace and, if I may be so bold, change the inspector's coat to have the arrows on his back. How can we tell? Well, he gets remarkably rigid before the lights go out. Also, the coat is more closed in that second use of the camera angle. And because we had to do a second look, the TV magic was
too obvious.
Goodbye, dear inspector. We hardly knew you. Whoa. Hold up. Before we go investigate that noise, I've got two more things to say. First, I love the forward falls of our two standout performers in Bartholomew and Inspector Piccadilly. Way to commit to the drama, boys. Second, this lady hasn't said a dang thing yet, but I love her acting here. She hears that Mrs. Bankhead's stolen diamond necklace isn't part of the script and immediately checks to see if her own wooden bead necklace and bracelet were also part of the theft. Right. Okay, where were we? Oh, right. We gotta investigate that sound. Well, apparently Jeanette slipped on some wax, and Mr. Jameson is getting anxious. It could be due to another unplanned attempt at murder, or the gloom from the hovering boom mic shadow, but he feels it is clearly time to call the weekend off and get the real police involved. As everyone heads off to pack, Zack and Lisa are invited to Mr. Jameson's office later so he can give them some vouchers for another weekend. Now, having just avoided death herself, Lisa is understandably skittish. Jeez, how many days did Zack pack for? Lisa sends everyone off to the car and has Zack stop by for the vouchers while she repacks Zack's bags and finds out whether he's a boxers or briefs kind of guy. Zack makes sure to double lock the door. In Mr. Jameson's office, someone apparently ransacked the place looking for the prize money. It's a good thing that safe is hidden in a spot that has never been involved with a murder mystery before. Zack gets the vouchers, but then, oh man, we lost another one. And wouldn't you know it, everyone appears all at once. And wouldn't you know it, it's no envelope of vouchers, but cash.
You're a thief and a murderer. I'm calling the real police.
We haven't called the real police yet?
Hello, real cops? Yes, I'd like to register a complaint.
I've got a complaint. Why'd the show think we'd accept this as a real cop? She looks more PTA than California PD.
You know, this whole thing is a setup. I just came here to play a stupid game.
As soon as Mr. Jameson disappeared, it stopped being a game.
Oh, I think the game was considered over before Jameson's disappearance. Office raid, attempted axe murder, hurting Jeanette, and Mrs. Bankhead would like to remind us of her stolen necklace. Zack's friends are asked to speak to his character, but they all say stupid, toss him under the bus type stuff. And why would Zack have tied Screech to roller coaster tracks?
Just wait till Lisa gets here. She'll tell you
Hey,
some...
Lisa!
You know, Jameson told her about the vouchers, too.
Yeah, remember how she's been locked in that room this whole time? And of course she's not there. I love how all Zack's friends think that he could be guilty of murder because, they know him. Adding fuel to the fire, we find Mrs. Bankhead's necklace in his suitcase and dearly departed Lisa's watch in his coat pocket. Oh boy, things aren't looking good.
Zack, if you go to jail, I'll visit you every Sunday.
Conjugally? The boys are left in their room, and they just gotta solve how Lisa was able to get out. And sprinkle in a little dork ex machina into the script to reveal my absolute favorite plot device as a kid, a secret passageway. They find themselves in Mr. Jameson's office, which is all tidied up now, and find that apparently some ladies have been partying it up Gatsby style. And boom! Something about this scene makes Sherlock Morris think that he's cracked the case. So here's the logic of this episode. The butler gave Jameson the poisoned drink, and Jameson gave that drink to the P word. At dinner, Mr. Jameson went for the phone and stabbed the butler in the back and still required him to try and serve dinner. Mr. Jameson then stole Mrs. Bankhead's necklace before the lights went out, while an accomplice killed Inspector Piccadilly. Mr. Jameson then framed Zack for his own disappearance, but got found out to be the lady cop because he was the only one with a smoking problem. Lisa was clearly in on it and probably would have been in that wall for the whole weekend if Screech hadn't lucked into finding the secret passage. Don't ask me how Zack knew there was a passage in this room. Looking back on the episode, we get some fun nods to Lisa's involvement when Inspector Piccadilly oddly singles her out, when she saves Jameson's life despite there being zero indication that the axe is going to fall, and her frenzied scattering of Zack's clothes to single him out and set him up for the framing. Now, I know this is a fun show for kids with a wacky premise, but there are a few things that don't sit well with me. With the murder of the butler and the inspector and the pianist, Zack gives us the who and sort of the how, but we don't get the why. What was the motive? It seems that all three victims had some level of coziness with Jeanette. Was it jealousy? Unconfirmed, but I'm going to go that Jameson was jealous.
Brilliant, Zack! You figured out that the game never stopped.
Yep.
What? So when you said that Mrs. Bankhead's stolen necklace wasn't part of the script, you mean it really was? So either the Bankheads were part of this huge cast, or Mrs. Bankhead was fine foregoing the prize money if it meant she got to wail on some young whippersnapper. And when you said the axe snafu wasn't part of the game, why didn't any of the dead actors come back to life and help the guests pack up and leave? Wouldn't it have sold the idea better if Inspector Piccadilly popped back up and made a fuss about calling his agent? But also, where did he go? There was a big to-do about carting off the player of the piano and the butler, but the inspector? He just army crawl out of there when no one was looking so we could have a less grisly resolution scene? Another thing, how did Jameson's office get cleaned so quick? And why? I mean, if this is a mystery weekend, why have everything tidied up within the first few hours? What are they going to do on Saturday? And if Jameson was stealing the necklace, who killed the inspector?
He must have had a second accomplice. But you know, the geek was right. The butler did do it.
You rang, sir.
So not only was there no clear motive, but a character very clearly dies, but can come back as an authority figure to muddy the waters? That doesn't sound fair. I'd say our crew got cheated, but they got this experience for free. And if 2 Scooby-Doo reveals weren't enough, Screech would like to raise it to 3. Oh, we like to have fun. We've discussed before how this season aired 2 new episodes each week, with the first being at Bayside, and then another being an off-campus adventure. You can see from this line that the Bayside episodes were produced first, followed by the adventure episodes. We still haven't seen Love Machine, or the Malibu Sands episodes, but you can see here that Mystery Weekend was produced first for the adventure episodes, yet was aired as this season's finale. And 3 stories with weekend in the name? Settle down, episode namers! What I love about this episode is how the set designers went all out. These rooms replaced the Bayside halls, and large parts of the episode were recorded in front of a live audience. I may have issues with the overall writing of the episode, but I can't deny that I get completely immersed when I watch it, and that is the hallmark of good television. Now, with an army of side characters, I'm going to abbreviate this portion of the video. Walter Bankhead was played by Court Falkenberg. He had bit parts dating back into the 1950s, including appearances in The Man Called X, Dragnet, Perry Mason, and more recently, Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman and The Nanny. Also, The Man Who Loved Fat Dancing. Ethel Bankhead was played by Geraldine Locke. Her credits are fewer, including appearances in I Dream of Jeannie, Valley of the Dolls, and Married with Children. A fun fact, Court and Geraldine were married in real life and appeared in at least 2 other things together, a Disneyland sing-along special and Police Academy 6. The first victim, Victor, was played by Roy Abramson, who started out as a musical director in theater and then moved into acting. I'm only going to note 2 things about his on-screen appearances. There's a lot. First, he was in an episode of Mark Paul Gosselaar's Franklin and Bash. I had never seen this show, and it was delightful. But like other past guest stars, Roy and Mark Paul didn't share any scenes together. The second thing? It seems that in 2024, Roy got involved in Real Short, an online form of very, very short, bingeable content that you pay to watch in segments. And with Roy's appearances in Playboy Becomes My Play Toy, Captured and Bound by My CEO, My Cold-Blooded Alpha King, and Scoring My Sexy Coach, and other offerings I found like My Sister is the Warlord Queen, DILFs, Boss, Your Wife's a Whole Detective, and Out of My Way, The Reborn Mafia Queen is Here. There's plenty for me to completely ignore. With Dustin being musically inclined, it should come as no surprise that his dad asked Roy to give Dustin some lessons. Woof, I was supposed to be speeding these things up. Speaking of music, this dude is Robert Neary, and he was in the first collection of Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen music videos as the only adult who looked like they knew how to play their instrument. Other appearances include Jag, Medium, Rizzoli and Isles, and on-screen and writing credits for Destiny 7. Inspector Piccadilly was fantastically played by E.E. Bell. It should come as no surprise that he's got some pretty big projects on his resume, including some Coen Brothers movies, like Hail Caesar and The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Aside from appearances in Herbie Fully Loaded, My Name is Earl, and Glee, you might recognize him as Bob Rooney from Married with Children. Huh. He also appeared as Jelly the Panda in Zoosa, a game show for kids. What the mother F? Max is there too? And he's doing more bird magic? Bartholomew is played by Christopher Carroll. Jeez, this guy's been in everything. Ready? Knots Landing, Baywatch, Seinfeld, NYPD Blue, but a non-Mark Paul Gosselaar one, Silk Stockings, Star Trek Voyager, VIP. Go on? He's voiced for Cowboy Bebop, World of Warcraft, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. Let's not forget his role as Hitler in Little Nicky. Nice French-made outfit. I guess it's only natural that we turn our sights to Jeanette now.
Oh, boof.
This is Lisa Lecouvert, and if you're an appreciator like these boys, you'll likely notice that Lisa makes good use of her legs. It should be no small wonder that she started out in Los Angeles as a member of the LA Knockers, a fun, quasi-sexy dance troupe. She performed with them for a few years, went on tour, tried her hand at acting, but seems to have left Hollywood. That leaves us with Mr. Jameson. Mr. Jameson was played by Larry Cedar. Honestly, I don't even know where to start with this guy. He's got a fantastic voice, so of course he's done work on massive video games throughout his career. He's also lent his voice to plenty of cartoons, and he's been in so many TV shows and movies. It's likely you've seen him in something else, but you might not know it since he loves getting lost in his characters. He is also a prolific theater actor. Here he is rapping as Mitch McConnell in an Obama musical. For me, my favorite things Larry has been in are Community, where he plays the amazingly bigoted Cornelius Hawthorne, and Square One TV, where he did all sorts of things. Man, this takes me back. I can almost hear that theme song playing us out.
Pardonnez-moi?
Victor, take my drink.